Henderson for the Bellator Lightweight Championship.
Look, you got to be honest about this. The youngest champion at 24, Usman Nurmagomedov, going up against the oldest challenger for the belt in this lightweight World Grand Prix, 39-year-old Benson Henderson. This is going to be exciting.
All right, gentlemen, we've been over the rules. Protect yourself at all times. Follow my instructions. Going to keep it clean, touched up. Let's do it.
Electricity palpable here at the Shark Tank in San Jose, California for the Bellator Lightweight Championship. There it is. Most prestigious prize in the sport and an opportunity to go to the semifinals in the $1 million World Grand Prix. Benson Henderson, as much as the last time I checked, a 20-1 underdog.
Crazy. Especially crazy when there are absolutely ways for him to win this fight.
Body kick by Magomedov, and he is really...
Oh, you're in the bag of the kick.
With that kick, Usman Nurmagomedov, a.k.a. Sir Kicks-A-Lot, just kicked Benson Henderson, and Henderson in trouble, but the saving grace for Henderson, he is very good at scrambling, but he's in trouble now.
He is battered, he is taking big shots. That kick to the head, it's scrambling, he was in trouble. We're gonna see what Usman can do at this point. It would almost be better for him to get up off him and make him stand.
Henderson trying to recover, meanwhile steady diet of right hands from the back by the defending champion. Henderson got clocked by the kick of Usman Nurmagomedov, and he is in trouble early.
Early with 4 minutes basically left in this round. Benson Henderson finds himself in the place he never expected at this point.
Usman Nurmagomedov has 10 first-round finishes, looking for his 11th, and looking for his third rear naked choke, but one thing about Benson Henderson throughout his illustrious career, he is the Houdini of MMA when it comes to escapes.
Absolutely.
Otherworldly escapes.
Incredible durability, too. I've seen him get hurt multiple times and always fights his way out. That's what he's doing right now. He's trying to keep from being put face down onto the mat.
Henderson has been submitted twice in his career. But the last time he was submitted was against Anthony Pettis, and that was back in 2013.
You see Usman trying to set that choke up, but he does not have that set. That's why you saw both hands stay on the ground for Benson to try to get himself. He's going to try to use that cage, get himself back to his feet.
And Henderson has not only had to defend against Nurmagomedov, but he's trying to still clean out the cobwebs, I think, John, after the nasty kick he took.
Oh, there's no doubt.
And this may be the coup de grace for Usman Nurmagomedov. Henderson trying to alleviate the pressure, trying to avoid the choke.
Henderson's doing just fine right now.
No, he's not. Usman Nurmagomedov vanquishes Benson Henderson and does it in quick fashion as he records an amazing victory to retain the Bellator lightweight belt and move on in the $1 million World Grand Prix.
Watch what happens here. Watch this kick. Comes up, beautiful question mark kick right on the jaw. He never saw the change in the kick. Watch this angle here. It'll show you. He brings it low, up high. Fantastic technique, beautifully executed by Usman. The hand comes down. Watch how fast this happens. Play this real speed. Look at what happened. Watch. Beautifully done. The only guy that throws a better question mark kick is Luke Rockhold. Usman has got a plethora, and here he is.
Speaking of a strike force 11,
There you go. There's the tap out. Just too much, too many things happening, too much damage done. And just too good of a young champion in Usman Nurmagomedov.
Ladies and gentlemen, in tonight's main event, the tap comes by way of a rear naked choke, officially 2 minutes 37 seconds into round number 1 by submission. He advances to the semi-final round of the World Grand Prix, and he is still Bellator lightweight world champion, Usman Nurmagomedov.
The ever-classy Benson Henderson.
Bellator MMA on Paramount Network from NYCB Live. The time has come for the main event of the evening, the conclusion of the semifinal round in the heavyweight World Grand Prix. Sanctioned tonight by the New York State Athletic Commission and brought to you by Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories. And now, scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds, we introduce the blue corner. At 6'1", weighing in 227 pounds, multiple times a world title challenger, he brings a professional record with 30 victories, 15 defeats, and 1 draw. Hailing from and fighting out of West Lynn, Oregon, introducing Chael, the American Gangster, Sonnen. And across the cage is adversary, fighting out of the red corner. At 6 foot, weighing in 236 pounds, a former champion, an iconic career. Tonight, he stands with 37 professional victories, including 28 finishes, along with 5 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the legend from Stadirosko, Russia, the last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. In charge of the action, your referee, Dan Mugliana.
All right, gentlemen, in the center, please. All right, guys, been through the rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times. I want you to take yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. You want to touch gloves? Okay, back to the corners, guys.
Second question was the same as the first question, and yes, they did touch gloves. Fedor Emelianenko has only gone to the judges' scorecards 2 times in the last 18 fights. He has never lost a decision.
You ready?
Chael Sonnen looking to take him down and beat him up. Here we go. Tonight's fight
Big shot.
He's on Miller Lite. Great taste and only 96 calories.
Chael Sonnen has now tasted the power of Fedor Emelianenko. Another shot.
Big shot immediately thrown by Fedor.
Those shots are going to slow down those takedown attempts. When you're getting nailed, you don't want to come in again.
Boom. And the takedown attempt hasn't worked yet, but it does now. But look at this.
And that's the sambo of Fedor Emelianenko. This is what people don't understand. He is a phenomenal grappler.
Fedor, 15 wins by submission, 13 wins by knockout.
One of the things that used to happen in Pride, Fedor had some of the best ground and pound we have ever seen. He has turned into a stand-up fighter, doesn't even seem to want to fight on the ground anymore.
Look at that. This is not good for Chael Sonnen.
Chael keeps coming back.
Yep, this is what Frank and Josh talked about. If Chael can't take him down, this fight could be very short.
It could, but I'm telling you, this is what makes Chael Sonnen who he is. He is a gangster when it comes to he does not quit. Look at that takedown. Look at him going after it. He will not stop. He will continue to press until you put him down. That was not a smart move.
Big shots from Fedor. Looking to finish it right here, right now.
Chael is sticking with it, but Chael made a big, what he did is he tried to hook in and roll Fedor over to get his back. It didn't work for him. It was an attempt at something. I give him credit for trying, but you got to be careful when you're working with Fedor.
The explosiveness of Fedor Emelianenko on display prominently here early in this fight.
We were talking earlier about positioning and where Chael needed to be. Fedor keeps getting to those positions that Chael wants to be in.
24 first-round finishes for Fedor Emelianenko.
Chael is pressing the action. You can see Fedor is breathing a little bit. A little bit of a rush, a little bit of adrenaline high. He's breathing hard, and Chael's got this takedown.
That is Chael Sonnen 101 right there.
It is, and he's in the position he needs to be to do damage to Fedor. This half-guard position is a great position for Chael Sonnen right now.
So far, Fedor doing a good job of controlling the posture of Chael Sonnen. And he continues to do so.
I think both fighters are trying to settle themselves down, grab some air, just get their heart rate going where they're comfortable so they can start to open up and attack again.
Absolutely, Big Johnny. Frenetic pace to the start of this fight. Big shot landed immediately by Fedor. He had Chael down, beating him up, and now Chael Sonnen on top.
Nice move by Chael to get to that mount, but wow. This is where, on the ground, in this position, Fedor can be dangerous. He is a ground and pound master when he decides to go for it.
At the very top of the show, we talked about a similar type of attack for Chael as we saw from Ryan Bader, but with some twists and some big punches.
That was a big right hand. Big right hand that Fedor landed on Chael. Chael is hanging tough. Love what I see out of him right now. He's got to move.
Looking to finish right here, right now.
He's not being hurt, but he's got to move when Dan tells him to move. It's over.
And it's all over. Fedor Emelianenko will fight Ryan Bader for the heavyweight world championship.
Watch the hands here. Left hand comes up straight into the jaw of Chael Sonnen, but he weathered the storm on all of them. He got hit early, he got hit hard, but he kept pressing forward, going after the takedowns. It just wasn't meant to be for him to stay on top of Fedor. This is a position, loses control. I understand what he was trying to do and snap Fedor over with him. It didn't work for him. He ended up taking some shots for it. And here, what we're seeing is Fedor landing those shots, and Chael is not responding. You hear Dan Miragliotta tell him, you got to move. Show me something. And there's nothing happening, and that's why the fight ends.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end officially. 4 minutes, 46 seconds into round number 1 by TKO. He advances to the finals of the Bellator Heavyweight World Grand Prix, the last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko. Ladies and gentlemen, from Turning Stone Resort Casino, Bellator MMA now goes to the light heavyweight division. Set for 3 5-minute rounds, we introduce the blue corner. At 6 foot weighing in, 204 pounds even, his professional record, 7 wins, 2 losses, hailing from Stadiosco, Russia, presenting Vadim Nemkov. And across the cage, his adversary out of the red corner. At 6'2", weighing in 205 pounds even. His professional record, 10 wins, 2 defeats. Do Brasil, he fights out of Coconut Creek, Florida, Filipe Monstro Lins. And when the bell rings, the referee in charge of the action, Big John McCarthy.
Big John McCarthy, our referee for this light heavyweight fight.
Vadim Nemkov and Filipe Lins. Here we go. Tonight's Fight Clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers. It's Miller time. Lins in the red gloves, Nemkov in the blue gloves.
One thing about Nemkov, 7 wins, all of them finishes. If you're the veteran, if you're Filipe Lins, might want to drag the young buck into that second, third round, then try to take over. He's not used to going rounds.
10-2 against 7-2. Nemkov, the southpaw, fighting in the orthodox stance here early, making his Bellator debut.
No surprise here, starting off very, very aggressively, really pushing Lins against the fence.
Nemkov and his younger brother Victor, training partners of the great Fedor Emelianenko.
Whenever you hear Storyosko Russia, you know that.
Absolutely. 3-time national and 2014 World Combat Sambo champion. Nemkov has finished all 7 of his wins. Novo União Kimura, the home of Lins.
So far, having trouble with the aggression of Nemkov. Nemkov hasn't landed anything big, but Lins hasn't been able to counter, hasn't been able to stop his forward attack.
Lins fighting through some knee surgery and the big rehab. Hurt his knee in that fight against Kelly Amundsen and was out for a little bit after that, about 2 years, Jimmy, almost 2 years to the day.
Remember, he was the favorite against Anderson and then stepped back and had this weird, one of those freaky injuries, just suddenly stopped the fight out of nowhere. That derailed a very promising career.
Now he's trying to get things back in order. Went almost 2 years without a fight. Looking to get back in the win column, looking to win for the 4th time in the Bellator cage. Just a little touch to let your partner know you're there.
Lins has a big right hand of his own. He has power in his punches, has a great counter shot, especially with the right. So far hasn't been able to time Nemkov coming in. He slipped some punches, but he hasn't been able to come back and land anything of his own.
Lins started his training in kickboxing at age 14, jiu-jitsu at age 17.
Good right hand.
See who takes control of this first round.
Oh!
There's your answer. It is all over. Just like that. 93 proof rum that's edgy to the core.
Bang! Right hand right on the chin. And Filipe Lins is eyes wide shut. Great stoppage by John McCarthy, but look at the placement on that right hand. Head snaps on the mat. Look at this, eyes are cloudy. Just enough to see this punch coming, and that is it.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes 3 minutes, 3 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, Vadim Nemkov. Ladies and gentlemen, from 4th Street Live Bellator Fighting Championships, along with Everlast and UB.net, raise, stack, own. Tonight here at Bellator 23, come inside the cage for 3 5-minute rounds. This is the Season 2 Middleweight Tournament Championship. And now introducing first, fighting out of the red corner, he wears the blue and white at 5'11". He weighed in at 185 pounds even. The Russian Army combat trained fighter brings an impressive professional record with 29 victories, 18 by knockout, 4 by way of submission against only 4 defeats. Training out of Saturn and representing Rus fighters and hailing from Omsk, Russia, introducing Alexander Storm Shlemenko. And across the cage, his adversary fighting out of the blue corner. He wears the white, red, and black at 6'3". He weighed in at 184 pounds. The Valley Judo fighter and judo black belt with a near-perfect professional record of 13-1. He's got 6 knockouts and 3 submissions to his credit. Fighting out of Parker, Colorado, and representing Team Wildman Valley Judo from Victorville, California, presenting Brian the Beast Baker. And the referee for this contest, Jason Herzog.
Fighters gone over the rules in the back. There are no final questions from you, Red. No final questions from you, Blue. Touch gloves, come out ready to fight.
This for Bellator season number 2, middleweight tournament championship. A check for $100,000, and above all else, a title shot in the fall versus Bellator's reigning world middleweight champion Hector Lombard. Alexander Shlemenko in the blue trunks. Brian Baker in the white trunks. The bell in round number 1.
And the face on Shlemenko is all business.
Jason Herzog, one of the best in all of MMA, is the referee.
You can see when they did the stare down, the size difference here is extraordinary. When they were doing the weigh-ins, you know, Brian Baker jokingly hunched down to be the same size as Shlemenko. That was not easy to do. He is huge.
Baker 4 inches taller than his Russian opponent, Alexander Shlemenko. Shlemenko at 5'11", Baker at 6'3", and Shlemenko telling us, Jimmy through his translator, he thinks that that size disadvantage is to his advantage because he can land the body kicks and the low kicks, landing the spinning back fist there.
Well, also, Baker tends to keep his hands a little bit low when he strikes. He gets a little wild. You see his hands here, down by his nipples. That's not a good thing to do against a kickboxer like Shlemenko.
Swing and a miss there by Shlemenko. Swing and a miss with the back fist by Shlemenko. Baker telling us he hopes that Shlemenko throws those back fist, back kicks. He thinks he can step right in and take advantage.
Shlemenko staying light on his feet. That's an important thing to do against a guy who's a lot bigger than you are. You want to stay mobile.
Shlemenko emphatic. He does not want to go to the ground. Push kick there by Shlemenko. That was clever. We see that a lot from European fighters, Jimmy. We saw that a lot when we called fights in Europe in M1. You don't see that too much from American fighters.
It's sort of a side kick. That's an excellent weapon. You see Kung Lee uses a lot as kind of a rangefinder. It's a little different than the traditional push kick they see in Thailand.
Shlemenko bouncing his step.
You know, one of the things about Baker's... Oh, that was a good leg kick. Oh, good right hand, right on the jaw.
All stand up thus far.
I was about to say, one thing about Baker's style is he's tall, but he doesn't fight tall. He tends to move forward with his strikes. He doesn't really use his range to keep his opponent at a distance. He likes to move forward. That's a difficult thing for a taller guy to do usually.
Shlemenko feinting with the spinning back fist, swinging a miss with the right by Baker. Body shot there with the left by Shlemenko,
He's thrown that a lot, that left hook to the body. Aims for the liver. It's a good way to get your opponent to keep his hands down.
Huge shots now by Shlemenko. Big left hand, another big shot.
I think he might be out, Sean.
Referee Jason Herzog taking a really close look.
I don't know if Baker knows where he is. He seems a little bit slow here.
Another hammer fist. One-way traffic at the moment.
No, he doesn't know where he is. This is over.
The stoppage. TKO win for Alexander Shlemenko in the middleweight tournament championships.
I think Shlemenko's world, he hit a lot to the chin. Is that right hand. Bang, that was a beautiful shot. You see here, it looked like he was kind of going for a takedown, but Mori sort of slunk to his knees. I think that right hand really hurt him, Sean, right here on the jaw. You know, a credit to Brian Baker. He stayed in the fight, but I think after that shot, he was never quite with it. His arms dropped. You can see here, not quite conscious of where the strikes are coming from. You know, it wasn't any real big shots after that. I think that right hand left him kind of, you know, his senses kind of left him after that shot. And once Herzog saw that he couldn't see where the punches were coming from, you can't, as we say, intelligently defend yourself. Great job by the referee, Sean. I really agree with that.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jason Herzog stepping in and calling a halt to the fight due to unanswered strikes. The official time, 2 minutes, 45 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO victory, and now the Bellator Season 2 middleweight tournament champion, Alexander "Storm" Shlemenko.
A Bellator fight in the welterweight division. Tiawan Howard versus Andrey Koreshkov.
You ready, sir?
Dan Mergliata is the referee. Round number 1. Tiawan Howard is in the white trunks. Andrey Koreshkov is in the black trunks. Howard opens with a kick.
You know, if he trains with Alexander Shlemenko, he does a lot of striking.
And he does a lot of that.
There's his first spin move, Sean.
Howard going for the axe kick. Howard's 17-4 as an amateur boxer. He said, I want to showcase American karate, something we haven't really heard in MMA since the mid-1990s.
Yeah, very true. Let's see what he can get going with his kicks.
Howard said, my kicks are unorthodox for MMA, but they're traditional karate kicks, so they're not really unorthodox for martial arts.
Well, it's two guys with unorthodox kicking styles.
Koreshkov, the 21-year-old, 8-0 protege of Alexander Shlemenko, said very frankly he does not want to let Shlemenko down, feeling the pressure of expectation. This is his U.S. and Bellator debut.
Hey, a fight's a fight. That's how you have to think of it. You can't put any more weight on your shoulders. It's hard enough being in there.
Koreshkov trying to let go with the hands.
See Koreshkov so much taller. His range is so much longer. He's finding a home for that jab.
Now we're trying to get off of the body kicks. All stand up in this fight. Koreshkov said, I don't just want to win, I want to have a spectacular
good
win.
right hand.
Ooh, a good right hand there. Big uppercut! Here comes the spectacular win, and that is it! Outstanding debut for 21-year-old Russian Andrey Koreshkov.
Man, it was that uppercut set everything up. He was hitting him with the jab, caught him with the right hand, and uppercut. Dominoes started falling after that. It was here coming inside. Had stunned him with the right hand, but that uppercut right on the chin, followed by a straight left. It was this right hand that stunned him, but when he came in, bang, the uppercut starched him. That was it.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the official time, 1 minute, 26 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, Andrey "Spartan" Koreshkov.
And almost ends the fight.
30th professional fight, and I gave you the statistic early. 7 years and 3 months, December 22nd, 2011. The last time Anatoly Tokov was stopped in a fight, and Harris came very close in round 1. Gerald Harris in the blue gloves, he just got rocked.
He did. He almost landed that left hand again, but he took a big shot. He needs to be careful of his neck right here.
Tokov in the red gloves.
This is where Tokov comes up. He is super strong. There it is.
It is all over just like that.
That's a big come from behind victory for Anatoly Tokov. He was on the verge of defeat and just came in and submits Gerald Harris. Only the second submission loss in Gerald Harris's career. Take a look at this shot. Gets hit with the body kick. Little bit of a block, but it's this shot, that left hand, right hand. Now he's hurt, and that's why he gets stuck in the position with his head in that guillotine. Brings him down. Once he gets his hips inside and you see that squeeze coming up, that's super tight. We call it a 10-finger guillotine. It hurts. It ends up not only shutting off the blood, but also the breath.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a guillotine choke officially. 37 seconds into round number 2, the winner by submission, Anatoly Tokov.
Here's our tale of the tape. It's brought to you by World War Z. Prepare for the event that will change our world in theaters Friday.
See Ron Sparks with that 4-inch reach advantage. And once again, a very hard hitter. He's going to try and use that advantage.
In the semifinal round of all Bellator tournaments, the fights are scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds.
All right, here we go, John. You ready? Back. You ready? Let's get it up.
Round number 1. Here's our fight clock. It's brought to you by Miller Lite, the official beer of Bellator. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Menakov more well-rounded. Of his 10 wins, 5 knockouts, 4 submissions. Ron Sparks, a knockout specialist.
Vitaly Minakov in the white trunks with the black trim, Ron Sparks in the black trunks. Jimmy, you and I both just said it. Huge right hand from Minakov, and he's looking to finish quickly. John McCarthy taking a real close look at this fight. A lightning strike victory for Vitaly Minakov. Next up, the heavyweight tournament final.
That's that right hand right on the chin. Ron Sparks dazed, tried to stay in the fight, but you'll see him go flat here, no resistance. John McCarthy knew that was the end. Very good stoppage. Look at it here. Fast, accurate right hand right on the chin. And once the monster was on his back, that was all she wrote.
I'm 32 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, now advancing to the heavyweight tournament finals, Vitaly Minakov.
The success of the Russian fighters in Bellator MMA continues.
Look, you can't help but notice the records here, and while they're a little bit different, they're still both very good. And also, I got to look at the weight. I mean, we've got about 30 pounds there. That's going to favor James Ernst. However, is that going to make him a little slower? Let's find out.
Fascinating clash in styles coming up next at 185. Leo Lichy and Chris Honeycutt. Chris Honeycutt's college buddy, Ernest James. A reality check here on the big stage against a far more experienced fighter in round 1.
Sean, I don't love dead air, but I don't really know what to say. These guys, they're just too far out.
I just wanted to see how long you were going to let it go. That's a Chael Sonnen record right there.
Hey, Moldavsky, when he wants to step in, he's got some power, and he does seem to find that range, but he's jumping in a little bit. You know, you talk about his teammate Fedor. I've been watching a lot of Fedor films lately, but that's what Fedor does so well, is he jumps in. Moldavsky is forced to do that. He's forced to do that because James is just staying too far out. Moldavsky's had good luck with it. He's got away with it. He hasn't had to pay for it yet. James needs to offer him some level of offense here.
Anatoly Tokov, part of Team Fedor. Nemkov and their Valentin Moldavsky. If two guys share the same coach, does that make them No, you know what? Let's probably not do that one.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's work. Action.
Ernest James, you can laugh. You can laugh with me if you want.
My friend, that was brilliant.
I got goaded into doing that all
Go,
day,
gentlemen,
as you can
action.
imagine.
Oh, little shot there.
The moment for Ernest James comes now when, well, this has never happened. I'm in a situation now I have never been in before, and then how do you react?
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of that. And I don't know if because his eye got closed there, you know, that last round I was saying I couldn't tell if his eye was closing or if he had something in his eye. It clearly was a big shot that did that. There's the shot. Now, we've kind of been waiting all night for James to come in for that shot. Looks like he's going to miss it here. Volkov doing a good job digging that underhook and then reversing position, putting James's back against the fence. Even though they're in an even position here, in the eyes of the judges, and this is an unspoken rule, an unwritten rule, if you will, whoever's back is against the fence is losing the position. So it's important for athletes to always trade position and make sure
Go, gentlemen, let's work.
opponent is
Action.
up against the cage.
Let's go, gentlemen. Let's work.
You okay with that warning here from Mike Bell? Or is there maybe work going on we don't appreciate?
Yeah, when they're clinched up and they're out there trying, I have always found that peculiar. Whose job is it to decide? And again, when you defer back to the rules, I don't know anywhere in the rules where that's the referee's place, but I could be wrong. I simply don't know.
So far in this fight, you've left dead air, which is the first for Chael, and then you just said you might be wrong.
Hey, I was being polite. I'm well aware what those rules are. And no, it is not the referee's job.
Good shot.
I just feel like he knows something, Sean. I got to tell you.
Well, I'll tell you what we didn't know that we know now. We saw Yaroslav Amosov on the prelims dominate the veteran Gerald Harris to go to 20-0. That may be a name now that's on the list at 170. Already one of, if not the deepest division in the sport, certainly at the tip top.
Yeah, he was certainly impressive there. Oh, James takes another shot. I think James is having a hard time seeing him here.
We saw another shot right on the button. Ernest James, his head is saying level change, but his head is scrambled right now, and he's in big trouble. Moldavsky pouring it on, and it's over.
Wow, that kind of came out of nowhere, and I will tell you, you can attribute that final sequence to the swollen and closed eye of James. Sean, before I get to the sequence of attacks here, notice what side it's on. It's on the left side, and James is just not able to see it, is my guess, is my perception. I think it intimidated and scared him. But in addition, Moldavsky was able to get these shots through. That's the only one that came to the middle. Everything else here comes from that damaged left side. And you can tell by James's reaction, which is next to nothing. He's almost not covering, he's almost not flinching, he's not moving, he's not circling. It's because he could not see it coming.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Michael Bell steps in, waves off the contest officially. 4 minutes, 3 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO, Valentin Moldavsky.
Jimmy, here's the tale for this fight.
You see the heights, identical, 6'7". The question is, who will adjust to fighting a guy their own size? They're not used to seeing it. Who will adjust and understand that this guy's my height? I gotta fight a guy who's exactly as big as I am. Go! The referees really don't like that ice on the mat.
Jimmy, what does your scorecard look like?
Razor thin first round. I gave it to Volkov. I just thought he did more damage on the feet than Spartan did on the ground. They both had their moments in both. I thought Volkov just landed more strikes on the feet than Spartan did on the ground.
Spartan missing with that right hand. Volkov clearly wants to keep this fight in the range he used in his quarterfinal round unanimous decision win versus Brett Rogers, which is on the outside.
Nice jab.
Quarterfinal round, Vinicius Spartan, a big come from behind first round submission win versus Marco Lott, in which he said he went unconscious. We heard him talk about that in the feature. He said he woke up and Mulata was in side control. And he thought, I better get moving on the ground. It shows his presence of mind, his high-level jiu-jitsu. To come back from that and record a submission.
Right hand behind the ear.
Volkov got the better of that exchange.
Just picking Vinicius apart a little bit on the outside. He's hit a straight jab.
For me right now, Jimmy, that jab of Volkov is the difference.
Certainly agree with that.
Volkov doing a good job defending that takedown. He was taken down twice by Spartan in round 1.
It's really hard to win the striking battles. You can't deal with your opponent's lead jab. Very hard to win. That sets everything else up. You see here, he can see those wide shots. Volkov can read and react to them.
Body kick.
Vinicius coming with the overhand right off that.
Jimmy, you talk about it all the time on our broadcast. Fighters such as Volkov with a Kyokushin base throw punches and kicks from very unusual angles.
Very funny angles. Hard to see. A lot of axe kicks, stuff like that. They can kick you in the head from just a foot away from you. Very, very flexible.
We're definitely getting a sense of that from Volkov's kicks in this fight.
Yeah. Notice it's not really like wearing down the legs like a Muay Thai fighter would.
Volkov now straight right hands, back to the jab.
You see, he's out of range of those winging punches. He's at his jabbing range. He's establishing the jab, so your opponent is always on the outside with those big loopy punches.
Spartan having trouble finding the moving target. The head kick blocked.
Surprised he's not going for more takedowns. So he's losing this fight on the outside, Sean. Good combination.
Volkov really starting to get the better of the punching exchanges now.
Oh, good right hand. Like the movement, Volkov always cutting the angle. Spartan following him. You see here, not cutting him off, following him. Oh, another good right hand. That hurt Spartan.
It was a huge right hand.
Oh, he's hurt.
Volkov will now look to finish. He doesn't want to dive in. He wants to stand and strike.
He remembers what happened to Mark Halata. Doesn't want to dive in.
Volkov steps away, allows Vinicius Spartan to stand. Someone did their scouting.
That's true. We saw another heavyweight try and jump in and get finished.
Big mouse has formed under Spartan's right eye.
Spartan's a warrior, though. He's living up to the name. He's not quitting.
Spartan gets the takedown there.
Volkov in triangle position, not able to use it.
Low close guard from Volkov. Final minute of round number 2.
The question is, how cloudy is Spartan right now? You can see he's still rocked. Not trying to do anything, and that's a quick stand-up. That is fast.
Vinicius Spartan just gave James Waring a look as though to say,
that
are you
was
kidding me?
Very quick. He stood that up like a boxer. Man, good shot. Spartan's in trouble. He's throwing back.
Straight left hand. Blood on the face of Vinicius Spartan.
Like a Spartan, he's ready to go out on his shield if he has to. He's throwing back.
Volkov landing from distance. The blood from the pop mouse under Spartan's right eye. Body kick. Straight left hand, another left hand, then the right. Big shots from Alexander Volkov. The Academier is it. Just before the bell, the TKO win for Alexander Volkov as he advances to the final.
Man, great job turning it on. The bell sounding as he hit the ground. Man. Talk about fighting in the shade. That's what he was doing, throwing back, but just under attack. Just take a look at it here. This is a shot that hurt him. Bang! Right hand right on the chin. Very smart, not diving into a very dangerous guard. At the end, throwing combinations. Spartan, hey, to his credit, trying to answer back. Technically, though, outgunned, fighting a much sharper fighter. A guy throwing tighter combinations. Not landing any of his loopy shots, those right hands, too much. Good stoppage by the referee.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 4 minutes, 59 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO now, a heavyweight tournament finalist, Alexander Volkov.
Here's Jimmy.
The tail of the tape for the featherweights, Khasan, Magomedsharipov and Rafael Hudson. What a start for the much-touted Magomedsharipov, who's eased to 7-0 at the age of 22 and 10 years his senior. Rafael Hudson gets another deserved Bellator chance. So I know you've been looking forward to seeing these two, but so much talk, of course, about Khasan Magomedsharipov and the latest step on his journey. 7 wins since his debut in December 2019. Last time, unanimous decision against Jose Sanchez at Bellator's 275, and he says he's worked hard and he's improved a lot since then. Let's see.
Great start again. Straight in there with a beautiful takedown. But also, even the stand-up, it's very twitchy on the stand-up. Nice side kick there, which you don't really see often, especially to the body. And now he's on the takedown, working on passing the legs, which he's done straight away. Probably might turn him from the cage.
Hudson is a Muay Thai guy and has it on his knuckles, actually, has it tattooed there, but he says he's fallen in love with BJJ.
Well, it seems to be working. He's recovered his guard very well. You can see he's making it a little bit more awkward for Magomedsharipov.
Didn't have much time to prepare for that Kieran Clark fight. Didn't complain, of course. He tried to take the chance. He came close to doing so. Now he's got another really tough assignment, Hudson.
utilizing his butterflies very well. Had the feet on the inside of the legs, just making it a little bit more awkward for Magomedsharipov to pass. And he's gotten, you know, he's gotten his back to the cage now. He's in a better position. It's going to make it slightly easier for him from there to get up, but he's just been pulled away.
Yeah, just as it was looking like it was going to get easier.
It got more difficult.
That's the way things roll in Dagestan.
Good pressure, though. Good head pressure. Not too much damage at the moment. I think he needs to start working on that. And look, as I said that, the elbows start flying in.
Yeah, right on cue, he responds to what you said. You can come again with an analysis like that.
But great pressure, and again, trying to get the leg over the arms, just control. But Hudson's looking good. He's looking good, as in trying to get back up, making it difficult.
You can hear the voice of his coach, who's his wife, Andressa Batista, a fighter herself. And Hudson talks so passionately about why he wants to win.
For Kimura, but no, there's nothing there. He's in a bad position for that. Go again, beautiful elbow from top.
Trying to make use of that position, Magomedsharipov. He admits that's what he should have done more against Sanchez last time.
And that's what's important. When you get to these positions, not just settling for the control on top, but actually trying to inflict a bit more damage and softening your opponent up.
He had a lot of praise for Rafael Hudson in the build-up. He said, I know he's 10 years older than me, but he's explosive, he's got good grappling. He said he could be stylistically uncomfortable for me, but then there was a huge but, as you would have expected. He said he can tire quickly, and I think I'm just better all round. The praise came with a twist.
The main thing that is happening here is Magomedsharipov right hand is on Hudson's hip, and that's what is causing the most problems. So even when Hudson gets into a decent position, he then, Magomedsharipov casts his hand together and then pulls him straight back down. That, you can see it right there, the right hand on the hip, and he's not moving that. It's just staying there. He's landing his shots with his left hand, elbows with his left hand, and it's great control work. Oh, quick! The second he's actually moved that hand now, Hudson gets up. He's got an underhook there. He can't wait around though. Once you get to that position, you need to start actively working to stand straight back to your feet.
Yeah, if that door opens a crack, he's got to try and bash it down, hasn't he? Because that little delay puts him back in the bad position. Magomedsharipov in control.
But he still managed to create the space. Standing above his opponent, you've got to be careful on any up kick coming, but he's done well controlling the feet.
Well, that was a strong elbow there from Magomedsharipov, and again.
This is a better position. This is a better position for him, landing heavier strikes now.
Look at that, 2-3 thumping elbows. That third one hurt him. Hudson's in trouble here. Yeah. He's going for the finish. Magomedsharipov with relentless, remorseless pressure here. And Hudson has no defense. And that is just brutally brilliant from Khasan Magomedsharipov. He waited and he waited. He saw the opening and he pounced. Here it is again, Michael.
Beautiful step, drive through, cross step, drive through, straight on the hip. Right hand was straight on the hip, and look, you can see the control on the hip there, even when he's landing these shots here. Excellent. Excellent work.
Ladies and gentlemen, it comes to an end officially. 4 minutes, 40 seconds into round number 1. Referee Keith Peterson waves off the contest due to strikes. The winner by TKO, Khasan Magomedsharipov.
Nothing's ever perfect, but that was close to a pitch-perfect display from Khasan Magomedsharipov.
Very simply put, 11-2 against 21-3. Both these guys are outstanding lightweights. Everywhere else they match up very well. This is going to be an outstanding fight.
Go Shlemenko, of course. Seen action in the Bellator MMA cage as we resume action here in round number 2. Punch combination by Chablis, and Again, very calm in his attack. It's not the nervous energy that seems to be coursing through the veins of Primus.
Exactly. When you see Primus just looks tighter.
Yeah, but he is landing these shots on Chablis, but Chablis also having some success countering. And yeah, Primus looking to head fake.
Again, catching the leg. Beautiful ending of it with that kick to the back of the hamstring. Just clean technique by Chablis.
Scored for Chablis.
That stung Brett a little bit. You can see he felt that. That's why he took the step back, just to give himself a second to collect himself.
And Chablis countering with the right hand, dropping Brett Primus, ground and pound by Chablis, and he finishes Brett Primus. Alexander Chablis with his 11th knockout victory, and he has just stopped a former Bellator lightweight champion, and he immediately rushes out of the cage to celebrate what is by far the biggest win of his career.
Right hand right there at the temple, left hook. That stung, and you can see him. Take a look at him. Gives a little ground. That's good. It's a smart move by Primus, but he was unable to collect himself completely. Chablis knew he had him hurt and then went after him, puts him down, and finishes it with big strikes. Puts him unconscious. Beautiful win by Chablis in the first knockout loss ever for Brett Primus. That's a clean right hand right there. That's what puts him down, and he finishes him off. Big time shots. When you're hurt, it only takes one more. That just puts him unconscious.
Chablis had gone.
Спокойно. Да, добил.
You know what that means.
I know what that means too.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 1 minute, 22 seconds into round number 2. The winner by knockout, Alexander Chablis.
Alexander Chablis with plenty of reasons to celebrate. What a victory, and he is moving on up in the Bellator lightweight rankings. Let's go back to Amanda Guerra.
As simple as it gets, you got to look at those records. 18-2 for Magomedov, 18-5-2 for Enrique Barzola. Both of these guys, two of the best bantamweights in the world. I'll tell you what, for all the shots thrown and all the shots landed, both guys actually look really good. Not a real mark on either one of them as far as you look and go, that's a lot of damage.
Front kick by Barzola, fine with the jab, lands the jab.
That's it.
And then changes levels again, but Magomedov able to stuff the takedown, and Barzola putting, well, using up some of that huge gas tank that he's known for and looking for the takedown. And on our unofficial scorecard, Big John has Barzola up 29-28 after giving him the last round, as close as it gets.
Very close. Both guys having their moments.
Fumbling by Magomedov, and they break, and Magomedov with the right uppercut to the, well, he wanted to go to the body, but Barzola mentioned that you hit my forearm. So, missing that close indeed, Enrique Barzola. And there's a right hand that lands for Barzola upstairs, the jab, and he continues to hunt for the takedown. And instead it's Magomedov jumping into the guillotine choke.
That's tight. That is tight. Got his legs engaging that. There it is.
And Magomedov has just become the first fighter to finish Enrique Barzola. He does it via guillotine choke in the 4th round. It will be Magomedov meeting Patchy Mix in the semifinals of the Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Magomedov overcome. What a performance tonight. What a finish.
Barzola dips down, sticks his head to the outside, grabs the guillotine, engages the legs. You know it's tight when all of a sudden you see Enrique starting to roll through. He's in trouble there. His hips are off the ground. There's no way for him to free that choke at that point. That's why you get the tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, the guillotine brings on the tap. Officially 1 minute 27 seconds into round number 4 by submission. He advances to the semi-final round of the $1 million Bantamweight World Grand Prix. Magomed Magomedov.
Well, Usman being 23 years of age, very young, but the one thing is he did have to change the weight. He didn't make that 155, and that says something about how big he's getting and will he be able to stay there.
Guess be as enthusiastic and happy as Patrick Piatila is your entire life. Maybe things will work out. Maybe he knows something we don't.
We're gonna find out. That's the best part. That was strange. Something happened right there.
Yeah.
Not sure if he hurt his knee or not. It's a funny step, and his ankle just went again. That one low calf kick, it has taken and hit the perennial nerve on Patrick. He's having a hard time controlling his foot based upon that one kick.
Where is that nerve located?
That nerve is running all the way down your leg, but it especially comes towards the surface on the outside of your leg, down by from your knee to your ankle. That's why that low calf kick has become so just devastating in our sport, because there's not a lot of meat, there's not a lot of muscle for it to be protected by, and when it gets damaged, it stays damaged for a while.
Level change, easy takedown into the guard. Usman looking to work. You know, he's gone through the change, obviously working with Javier Mendez now in San Jose. Of course, he lost his coach, his uncle.
Well, he came out with his uncle's face on his shirt. That was Usman Nurmagomedov, and that was the guy that they all believed, and that was their coach, and that is the role that Khabib has just taken over and done so well with. But it is unusual to see Usman taking his opponent down this early in a fight, especially one that you saw damaged. So somewhere, I'm believing in their game plan, they just decided, hey, I want you to go out there and do this, and I want you to take him down. I want you to work on this. I want you to go after him on the ground, and I am telling you, Magomedov's ground and pound is vicious.
Trying to pass. Got one good short elbow, and he just landed another. Magomedov has only been to the third round twice. And these 13 wins, 8 of them have ended in the first round. Now you see the damage that those elbows have done.
Nice job bringing his leg up. What people don't understand is they think that, oh, you know, Usman here is using a lot of strength to stay on top. He's not. He's using base and balance to feel. Every time Patrick moves, he moves and adjusts his weight so he stays in a good balance with a lot of pressure, which stops everything that Patrick is trying to do as far as getting up.
Just trying to get that left leg out so he can pass.
Patrick's got that underhook on this side. You can see it takes him away.
There it is.
That puts him right to his back. Almost to the mount.
And Magomedov is working so hard. He's been about an inch away here. He slides the leg out. Now into side control. He's trying to make that quick move in the mount. He's doing a good job for the moment, keeping him out of it, but Magomedov just too strong.
And too technically good.
Yeah.
You saw how he brought his foot up. Talking about going into S-mount, he already is in the position on the back. this fight's going to be over.
Magomedov rolls him. This is deep.
There's a lot of pain, a lot of pressure on the jaw right there. Now he switches.
He switches the grip. Seemed to let it go though, John.
He did. He just locked it right back up. It's deep.
And this is even deeper.
It's not going to get out.
We're done. Checkmate.
Watch him pass here. Comes up. Patrick actually does a very nice job of blocking the knee, but he still is able to get himself in a position. He goes all the way through, and at this point, Patrick turns, and when he turns, his neck is exposed. He had it with that jaw lock and then blocks it back in. This is deep. There's no way he is getting out of that. He's reaching back. There's no strength there, and he's actually going to sleep as he's tapping.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a rear naked choke, officially 4 minutes, 6 seconds into round number 1 by submission. Still undefeated, Usman Nurmagomedov.
For this, our main event of the evening. Both men with 38 career wins. The big difference, Rampage, 265 pounds.
That is what we call legitimate heavyweight numbers.
Yes, indeed. I think he had to cut like 7 ounces to get to 265.
Fight us to the center, please. Gentlemen, this is 3 rounds under the unified rules of mixed martial arts. I want a good, clean fight. If you'd like, you can touch gloves now. Best of luck to you.
Fedor, Rampage. First time that we have been here in Japan, and what a main event for Bellator Japan, Bellator MMA, 2 of the best of all time.
Great fight. Let's go.
And here we go. Red gloves for Fedor, blue gloves for Rampage, who told us, and I quote, someone is getting knocked out. Fedor strikes first.
He's striking, but he needs to be very careful when he is in that. You see the turtle position that Quinton has been famous for, bringing his hands up and just letting you throw shots, but they do not affect him. He survives those very cleanly, and usually he will come and he does a nice little tuck and roll. Well, he'll throw a big left hook.
Mike Tyson style.
Yep. That was a clean shot right there by Fedor. That right hand definitely touched the target, and Quinton felt it.
Speed, force, and physical stamina are still there when you speak of 43-year-old Fedor Emelianenko. And the hand speed evident early. Good combinations, John.
And that is the one thing that I've been amazed by Fedor is Father Time takes speed away from people. And still at 42, he still has very fast hands. Quinton needs to be very careful to stay in a nice body kick. And that body is what Fedor needs to attack. Take the lungs away from Quinton by going to the body.
Good start for Fedor. 90 seconds into this fight. Rampage waiting for his opportunity to get on the scoreboard.
That right hand, nice head movement by Quinton to slip that right hand. The real question in my mind is if Quinton is unable to counter off of the shots thrown by Fedor, this is going to be a long night for Quinton. If he's able to utilize those counters when Fedor comes in, that's where he can catch Fedor and put him down.
Rampage has only been finished by knockout or TKO 3 times in what is now 52, so 51 professional fights. 2 of those by Vanderlei Silva. 52nd pro fight for Rampage, 46th for Fedor. Midway through round 1, and that uppercut lands over and over. And the return from Rampage.
Fedor doing a very good job of actually confusing Rampage about where he's going to attack. Big shot.
And it is all over.
Big shot.
Fedor Emelianenko knocks out Quentin Rampage Jackson.
Watch the shot here. Right hand just starches him. He goes face forward. You see a guy shaking his head. What is it telling you as the referee? I don't want to be where I'm at. I don't want to be in this fight. And that's why it was stopped. A good stop.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 2 minutes, 44 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, the last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
Family watching, and we begin round number 2. Fedor and Nemkov. Round 1, back and forth. Big John, how do you score?
It was a close round, but if you take a look at what happened in the round and who landed the cleaner, better shots, it was Vadim Nemkov. In my opinion, he gets the round.
Josh, you concur?
I concur.
We're like medical men now.
Yeah, well, he got upset when I didn't ask him earlier in the prelims as well, so don't want him mad at me.
I'm really into this fight right now. What'd you say?
Oh,
that's a clean shot.
Yep.
Ryan Bader's got the power. The issue that I have with what he's doing right now is he keeps lunging in with the one.
Oh, he got hurt. He got stunned right there, Josh.
I saw him walk back a little bit as well. The speed has been the factor. Speed kills. We talk about this all the time, John.
Big swing and miss by Nemkov.
Straight back. Every time that Nemkov is throwing, instead of stepping off to the side, you're seeing Ryan start to go.
You're saying there was an eye poke.
Ready? Okay, here we go. Time
Ryan
in.
should take more time right there and clear himself out.
He's ready, right back at it.
Looked like he caught just the edge of the glove.
Might have been the glove itself, not an actual finger.
Where the glove opens up into the finger, and sometimes there's a little tassel that's there, and sometimes it'll catch the eye.
Randy Couture knows all too well about that.
Ryan Bader needs to not lean his body, his upper body back. He needs to shuffle his feet back and then circle out. And he's having a hard time with that speed right now.
One of the things we talked about, Ryan cannot go backwards in this fight. He needs to force Nemkov to go backwards, and Nemkov is forcing Ryan to fight going backwards.
Nemkov looking very good thus far. Good movement, good speed, explosiveness.
I think also what Ryan Bader needs to do is get on the wrestling a little bit more. Make him be fearful of the wrestling.
Not one time is, one of my keys to victory. That blast double, he's so good at it and is changing the levels with it. But, it's easy to say he needs to do it, but he's feeling something out of Nemkov.
Oh, big impact kick.
Oh, he's done. It's done. It's over.
Can he survive? Bader trying to hold on.
Wow, Ryan Bader is out.
Ryan Bader trying to get back up.
Ryan's trying to hold on here.
My
Doing
goodness.
everything he can, grabbing gloves, everything. I don't blame him. He's in deep trouble here. There's too much time left on this clock. He's taking a lot of shots.
He's up, at least for now, though.
It's done.
It is all over! Vadim Nemkov is the new Bellator light heavyweight champion!
This whole thing was set up with the combinations earlier in the fight, and now followed up with a beautiful head kick. And the reason why it worked is because every time Ryan Bader backed up, he backed up reaching out with his hands, and he leaned his upper body back. He didn't move his feet with him.
Look,
you see it
shot.
right there.
He turns his head, that hits square to the back of the head, but that's a legal shot. Ryan's the reason that the shot landed to the back of the head, so that is a fair blow. And from this point on, Ryan was just trying to hold on, survive. He did a great job, but that is a huge shot to have to try to work your way through. Beautiful kick. And then you see Nemkov. You saw Ryan get to his feet. He got back up, and when he got back up, he's turning his head away from Nemkov. He can't see the shots coming. When you don't see him coming, you're just not fighting smart too much.
The Bellator cage, it comes to an end officially. 3 minutes, 2 seconds into round number 2 by TKO. He is the new Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Vadim Nemkov.
Yeah, speaking of experience, look at the records of these guys. 46-7, 31-4. There's nothing they have not seen in the cage.
All right, round two, you ready? Let's go fight.
Jimmy, how about your scorecard for round 1?
10-9 Shlemenko. Got the takedown, was a little bit more accurate with the strikes. I don't think either fighter landed anything big. Could have gone either way. I went with Shlemenko.
Body kick from Falcao. Shlemenko circling for a better angle. Up to the body. Spinning back kick, that didn't land. Falcao stepped in.
Both fighters opening up a bit more in this second round.
What we have not yet seen, though, is the full-on creativity of Alexander Shlemenko that we're used to.
Well, I think that might be from the fact that Falcao is moving forward so much, not giving him the space to get off those techniques.
Falcao fighting in close quarters, keeping this sticky. Again, Eduardo Dantas, Bellator's bantamweight world champion, facing the tournament champion. His very good friend, Brazilian countryman Marcos Galvão, next Thursday night beginning 10 p.m. Eastern Time, only on Spike TV. The winner of this fight becomes Bellator's new middleweight world champion.
Shlemenko a lot more aggressive in this second round.
Good counter left. Shlemenko from the tie club. Falcao snatching the single leg.
Good clinch work by Shlemenko.
Good body
shot. That won't take the fight right out of you, that liver shot.
Falcao getting his man off with the left. Spinning back kick right back in.
Oh, that hurt him.
To the body. Big shot out. And that is it! Alexander Shlemenko is Bellator's new middleweight world champion.
Bang! Beautiful shot, put him out.
He was out.
Look at this. This set it all up. This left bang right to the liver. Took the fight out of Falcao. It's just a short right that dropped him, put him on his butt. You see it here. Just a short shot, not a big punch. But here, once he's on the ground, he goes to the body. Look at the expression on Falcao's face right here. He is hurt. Those body shots are what took it out of him. That right shot, icing on the cake.
Here's Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official time, 2 minutes, 18 seconds into round number 2. The winner by knockout, and now the new Bellator middleweight world champion, Alexander Storm Shlemenko.
Andrey Koreshkov, 5-inch reach advantage. He uses that long left to set up the knockout right hand. Will Baseman fall for that tonight?
Ready, sir, round 1, let's go fight.
Round number 1. Our fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the official beer of Bellator. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Talk about the reach advantage of Koreshkov. Baseman needs to get inside of that reach to be effective.
The Russian Koreshkov in the black trunks, Baseman in the blue trunks. Hands high from Koreshkov, moving forward with purpose. Spinning back kick just missed.
Baseman, though, moving backward. This is not where he wants to be on the outside against Koreshkov.
Baseman trying to pump the jab.
Those kicks are fast
and chopping. Koreshkov just loading up Jimmy.
He uses the left to set up the right, but he's throwing it all by itself. Those right-hand leads.
Koreshkov, you see, just trying to walk down Justin Baseman.
No one has stood their ground on the feet and been successful against Andrey Koreshkov. He's been out-wrestled by Ben Askren. He has not been outboxed by anyone.
Spinning back kick, chest over the top. Oh, good left hand.
That was a brutal body shot. Baseman's in big trouble now.
Push kick from Baseman. Jump knee! That is it! Just like that, Andrey Koreshkov books his place in the welterweight tournament final.
And that body shot was the beginning of the end. But man, beautiful timing on that flying knee. That was all she wrote. Now look at that left hand. He is hurt. Baseman trying to hold on, trying to clinch. Look at it here against the fence. Flying knee on the chin. That is it. He was out when he hit the ground.
Mergliata was running in Jimmy as soon as the flying knee landed. He knew the fight was over, and that man, Andrey Koreshkov, knew the fight was over.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes 1 minute 41 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, earning his place in the welterweight tournament finals, Andrey Spartan Koreshkov.
17 career victories, 33 years old, 4 years the elder of Anatoly Tokov.
And as you can see, Mike, in the middle of all that, 5'10", 185, it's virtually identical.
It is indeed. And Vladimir Tokov will fight later tonight. Second time the brothers are fighting on the same card. They did it at Bellator 218, part of our bonus coverage on the Bellator app and on DAZN.
You can see Darpinian is not coming. He's a normal orthodox style fighter, meaning he stands with his left foot forward. His right hand is his big weapon, but he's switching now, trying to figure out what he needs to do to try to get Tokov either off of him for a second or where he can open up for an attack.
Tokov delivered a straight right. That was the biggest punch of round number 1.
And again,
gets it again.
You can see how far Darpinian goes back. That's telling you that stunned him, and he's trying to gain space to gain time so he can get himself back, get his legs feeling okay. That's smart movement by him, but it's telling the judges, yeah, that one hurt.
And Darpinian is a guy that we know can strike. When you train with Gegard Mousasi, Team Mousasi, train in Holland, you've got some striking skills to say the least. He got caught in that first round, Big John. As he was throwing a kick, that's when Tokov hit him with the right hand.
And one of the things you're going to see out of Tokov, Tokov does not want to get into basic clinch positions with Darpinian because he does have very good judo, a la, a Carl Parisian of the past who would utilize those clinch positions to get the takedown. Right now, Darpinian's in a position where all the damage that's been occurring is starting to have take a toll on him, and you're seeing him start to just be diminished in the fight.
We have an Armenian theme going right now.
Yeah.
Carl Parisian. Horacio Darpinian, black belt in judo. Spent time training with the national judo team in Holland. And a national champion in judo. Dutch national champion back in 2005, as we showed you graphically before. Moved to Holland as a refugee at age 13 back in 1999.
You see Tokov
in trouble again, though.
Yeah, Tokov being very heavy with his left hip. Doesn't have a hook. You can see his leg is entwined with the leg of Darpinian. He's just giving a heavy hip ride and starting to land big shots with that right hand.
Rafael Lovato Jr. defeated Darpinian's teammate Gegard Mousasi to become the middleweight champion, and Anatoly Tokov has been pretty vocal, saying he is ready to challenge for the title.
Well, I'll tell you what, with what we're seeing tonight, and you take a look at 28-2, he absolutely has a claim to say, I should be the #1 guy that deserves the shot at Lovato Jr.
4-0 in Bellator with 3 finishes.
Yeah, that's doing good work.
That's not bad. And the one man he went the distance with, Alexander Shlemenko, his top pupil, his top student, his teammate, his training partner, Alexander Shlemenko. We will watch Andrey Koreshkov fight in our main event on Paramount Network. That comes your way top of the hour. Past the midway point of this fight, looking to move to full mount.
Yeah, right now he's in quarter guard. You see him, he's still got that foot trap. Tokov just went and stepped all the way across, coming out in side control. This entire fight, he has been the guy deciding where the engagement was going to be held, if it was going to be on the feet or on the ground. He's the one doing all the attacks. Darpinian at this point is a very defensive fighter and is just trying to figure out where he can go. Again, look at the crucifix position. This is where he had him in the first round.
A lot of time to work, partner. 1 minute remaining here in round number 2.
And now he's got it with that right hand, and he's got a heavy, heavy right hand, a lot of power in that thing. And even though he can't move his hips, just being able to rear it back, he can bring a lot of power down on top of Darpinian. Yeah, those, see the elbow right there, those are the ones that you hear them when you're inside the cage. You'll hear this almost thumping of a baseball bat hitting something solid. It just alters your perception of that. A guy can only take so much of that, and that's what you're seeing right now with referee Jason Herzog.
And he may stop this fight.
And see, you hear him yell, move.
It is all over. Anatoly Tokov moves to 5-0 inside the Bellator cage.
Take a look at the crucifix here. Traps the arm with the knee. He's already got the other arm with his head basically trapped, so Darpinian cannot block any shots. You can see where both of his arms are at. Not a good position to be in. And then out comes the elbows. The heavy elbows start raining down. Referee Jason Herzog, and this is what I was talking about. When you're the referee and you're inside and you're hearing this, you hear that basic smacking of hard object against hard object.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Jason Herzog waves off the contest due to unanswered strikes officially. 4 minutes, 38 seconds, round number 2, the winner by TKO, Anatoly Tokov.
Let's see how these two line up with our tale of the tape.
Alexander Volkov, 6'6", very tall. Vitaly Minakov, 6'3". He's tall. He's used to being the taller guy in the cage. That's not the case tonight.
You ready? Let's go fight.
The bell in round number 1.
That's the problem. He can't reach for a takedown. He can't get overextended. He can't just rush in.
Minakov in the blue trunks with the white trim. Champion Volkov in the black trunks. Minakov trying to close the distance. Big knee and another.
See the strength difference when they lock up. Minakov a lot thicker, a lot stronger than the champ Volkov.
Heavy driving pressure from Minakov. After this fight, you will see our main event. The Bellator debut of Rampage Jackson as he faces Joey Beltran. Uppercut from Minakov. Went for the belly-to-belly suplex, didn't get it.
But look at the power there.
Right on the sweep, close guard.
No, just bridging him over. That's pure strength, Sean. This is where Volkov did not want to be.
Volkov unable to capitalize on that mistake on the failed suplex attempt from Minakov. Minakov to work and standing up out of that closed guard.
It's a different in builds. You know, Volkov 6'6", long range. With his strikes, long arms, long legs, but not thick, not strong like Vitaly Minakov. You see that when they clinch up when they're in close.
Minakov not just looking for elbows and forearms, but shoulder strikes, now the left hand. Without question, Volkov did not want to be in this position on the ground, on his back. He wanted distance, range in this stand-up.
Come on, keep busy, you gotta keep busy.
Murgliata telling Minakov, you have to keep busy.
Volkov using his long arms to try and tie up Minakov. No real submission attempts, no real sweep attempts.
There's the stand-up from Dan Murgliata.
Up. Hands up, hands up.
Some level of relief for Alexander Volkov. Push kick from the champion. Oh, huge right hand! Minakov now looking to finish and take the title. Ferocious ground and pound.
Volkov's hurt, trying to stay in this fight. He is intelligently defending himself right now.
Jackhammer rights, partially getting through. Now the hammer fist, the left hand. And that is it! TKO victory for Vitaly Minakov. He is Bellator's new heavyweight world champion.
That left shot did hurt the champ. Let's take a look at it. No doubt that uppercut nailed him. Good right hand. Murgliata's right here looking at it. But look at the recovery of Volkov. Now here's the uppercut. Bang, big shot. Knocked him down. Another good right hand to the temple. But Volkov recovered well, was doing a good job of tying Minakov up on the ground. Man, beautiful uppercut, nice right hand. He was tying him up, he's defending these shots, he can see them, and you'll see a left hook get through, bang, this one, but...
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes officially 2 minutes, 57 seconds into round number 1, the winner by TKO, and now the new Bellator Heavyweight World Champion, Vitaly Minakov. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Pechanga Resort and Casino tonight. Bellator MMA Live on Spike begins with 3 5-minute rounds in the toughest tournament in sports. This heavyweight semifinal is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports and Bellator MMA every Friday night. And now, introducing first the red corner at 6'1", weighing in 264.9 pounds. As a professional, 6 victories, 2 defeats. Hailing from American Samoa, he fights out of San Bernardino, California. Introducing Mighty Mo Salina. And across the cage, his opponent tonight fighting out of the blue corner at 6'7", he weighed in 235.7 pounds. The former Bellator World Champion tonight stands with 20 professional victories, just 4 defeats. Fighting out of Moscow, Russia, introducing Alexander Volkov. And the referee in charge of the action, Big John McCarthy.
In the semifinal round of all Bellator tournaments, the fights are scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. Mighty Mo versus the former champion of Bellator's heavyweight division, Alexander Volkov, for a place in the heavyweight tournament final. Round number 1. Our fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the official beer of Bellator. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time.
Mighty Mo diving right in for the takedown and clinch.
Mighty Mo in the white and blue trunks, Volkov in the blue trunks.
Surprised Mighty Mo going for the takedown this early, didn't even throw any hands.
2 radically different body types in the Bellator cage. Jimmy, 2 finishers with striking, but radically different striking styles.
Volkov, an outside rangy striker, throws a lot of strikes. He's a volume striker.
You can download the Bellator app now for free. Real-time fight stats, fighter bios, score every round live as you're the 4th judge. Heavy pressure from Mighty Mo. Still looking for that single leg.
Problem is, it costs a lot of energy if you go through all this effort for a takedown and don't get it. He's reaching, and he's also carrying the weight of Volkov on top of him.
Work it.
Volkov, you see the counter right hands. Big knee. Mighty Mo Jimmy, an outstanding striking pedigree. In his career, he's won 2 K1 Grand Prix, but he wants to take this fight to the ground.
We've seen a lot of that in his recent fights. Submission over Peter Graham, submission over Ron Sparks. I think he thinks that might be the difference maker in this fight. Both guys, great strikers. But I'm surprised he doesn't want to test the chin of Volkov before charging him for a takedown.
The separation from John McCarthy. Volkov setting the range with his kicks. Jimmy, he told us that. Lots and lots of kicks from the outside.
Does have a Kyokushin background. They have some vicious kicks, and that's something Mighty Mo had trouble with against Peter Graham, were leg kicks. Mighty Mo already breathing heavily.
Mighty Mo again closing the distance. Knee.
Oh, that's
huge
it.
head kick.
And that is it. A straight knockout on the head kick. And just like that, Alexander Volkov is through to the heavyweight tournament final.
Bang, we knew it could end with one shot, and it was Volkov that landed it. A kick to the head. First round knockout for the former champion. That's a big statement to the rest of the field, Sean. Off the clinch, a nice knee, and bang, a left kick right to the chin. Big John McCarthy all over it. Great stoppage. Look at it here, a quick combination, and it was hand to foot. 1-2 punches, and then up with the foot. Mighty Mo could not see it coming. Doesn't get any more accurate than that, Sean. And it doesn't get any more out than that. Mighty Mo does not know what's going on. Great stoppage.
Again, watch the head snap right there. Out cold, Jimmy.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the head kick ends it. Official time, 2 minutes, 44 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout now, a heavyweight tournament finalist, Alexander Volkov.
Our tail tape for this flyweight matchup. You see, look at the difference in age. 22 years of age and 34 years of age. Can the younger lady get it done, or is Tara Graf going to get her win?
Kevin McDonald is the referee for this flyweight matchup. Scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds. The undefeated Diana Avsaragova in the red gloves. The 1-2 Tara Graf in the blue gloves. An aggressive start. Graf coming right at Avsaragova. Avsaragova, a master of sports in freestyle wrestling, but she's on the receiving end of a striking barrage from the Tiny Terror, John.
Tiny Terror is going after. She needs to be very careful. She's starting to overextend a little bit. Nice.
Oh, and she got dropped.
Big.
Wow, the master of sports and freestyle wrestling with a master display in striking. Mamma mia!
Watch what happens here. She comes in, right hand, right on the button. That stuns her. She tries to collect herself. Avsaragova, boom, right back with that right hand again. She is out, going down. Real speed, gets up, right back to it. Diana Avsaragova just having a debut that you dream about, Morrow. Watch this in real speed. Tara Graf coming heavy. Big shots, 2 big shots. It puts her out.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes suddenly. Just 29 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout and still undefeated, Diana Pantera Avsaragova.
Our tail of the tape for this featherweight matchup. You got to look at that age. as young as he is at 20, has a ton of experience in the amateur rank. That's a 14-year age difference.
Ready?
Well, round 2. They touch gloves, but Kiros would love to touch Magomedsharipov more in this second round with his striking. Delivers the jab just out of range.
Magomedsharipov is giving a lot of feints, and you're seeing Johnny bite on him, so he should be setting that back up to when he feints on it, then give that shot off of it.
And Kiros trying to bedevil Magomedsharipov with his footwork. In fact, both of them utilizing a lot of footwork and feints.
Nice right hand landed by Magomedsharipov. Johnny enters in to get in the clinch. We'll see if he can actually
double overhooks.
Or usually not the best position for you to get the takedown, but he does have the elbow down, which makes it where he's got some control of that arm.
Out of the cage.
You can take a look at the strike stats right now. 10 of 25 for Kiros, 12 of 27 for Magomedsharipov.
So competitive in the numbers, but the numbers don't tell all of the...
No, because it's actually always the quality.
What a takedown!
Beautiful body lock takedown.
Magomedsharipov.
Let's see what he does from this position. Here inside control, moves to the back, starts to soften him up.
Trying to get to back position, delivering a nice knee strike into the floating ribs of Jonathan Kiros.
He's got that one hook already. He's just trying to push weight down on Kiros, trying to drive him the direction so he can then take the back completely. Kiros has a choice here. You can sit there and let him end up in this position where he's putting all this pressure down. You've got the choice. Are you going to go with possibly giving him the back and trying to get yourself up, or are you just going to allow yourself to turn into him and go from that position?
2 minutes gone here in the second. Magomedsharipov looking to get full back control on Kiros. Kiros doing his best to try to keep him off his back, but Magomedsharipov slowly but surely has got one hook in. Not anymore as he delivers a couple more left hands.
No, but he's got a very heavy hip right on top. You see him putting that pressure down with his hips at times. That's driving Johnny back down into the, onto his knees on the canvas. All of this very taxing if you're the guy on bottom carrying that weight. Back to that single hook.
Magomedsharipov, during his educational years, trained martial arts 3 times per day. He spent 12 years at one of the national academic institutions in Dagestan. 2 minutes left in the round. Kiros is a BJJ purple belt. Says his greatest strength is his heart. And he doesn't give up easily. And Magomedsharipov trying to break his will, his fighting spirit.
Well, he had the ability to get his hooks in. He's decided not to do that. Right now, he's in a position where, you see, Kiros is holding on to one arm.
But is that a lack of experience for being 20 years old, or is it a tactic?
I don't think. I think it's a tactic that he's playing because that was there for him, and he should have felt it as he was moving. The opening was there.
Trying to open up Kiros with ground and pound from the back.
Right now he's landing good shots. All of this wrestling hip ride, you see him pulls him back down, steps over. Again, that hook is there.
And now he's got it. He's got his hooks in, trying to flatten out Kiros. Looking for the choke from rear mounted. Kiros battling to stay alive in this round. 45 seconds left. A bevy of lefts. How much more is referee Grice going to allow? Not much. In fact, it is over. Magomedsharipov victorious in his Bellator MMA debut as he picks up the TKO triumph, improving to 6-0 with his second career KO.
Very impressive win for Magomedsharipov as far as just the way he was able to control position. Took his time, was not in any hurry, Very, very smart fighting for a young fighter. Let's watch right here. This is where that heavy hip right is, but finally decides, you know what, I'm going to get my hooks. You see him pull him back, step over, and then he gets that right, then left hook in. Now he's in a position where he's just can open up with strikes, go for submissions. He starts opening up with that left hand. You see nothing out of Jonathan Quiros to stop it. That's why referee Blake Grice comes in, puts a halt to the action.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, referee Blake Grice waves off the contest officially. 4 minutes, 21 seconds into round number 2. The winner by TKO, Khasan Magomedsharipov.
The tail of the tape and a big one at bantamweight.
You know, you take a look at everything, and everything is so close. The only difference in these two, 5'10" to 5'7", is that going to be a difference because Danny Sabatello is the grappler. He's got to really get down low to get into the body frame of Magomedov.
First
round, fight, are you ready? Fight, are you ready?
Fight! We did spend so much time talking to Danny about the crowd and how quiet they are. This is a sold-out building with 20,000 people in here inside Tama right now.
Danny talked about changing the culture of Japan with his. He goes, I'm going to change the culture of the fans. I'm going to make them scream for me. We're going to find out.
Meanwhile, it's always so tempting to say, Magomedov's going to use an 8-iron here. But this is going to be a fascinating fight, particularly when it gets to the ground, because Danny Sabatello has dominated guys and held them down, and Magomedov said, listen, you wrestle on the streets in Dagestan. Everybody can wrestle there. There's no way he's going to be able to hold me down.
We're going to find out because Sabatello's been able to hold a lot of people, and he covers a lot of ground on his takedown attempts. That was really nice. 1 for 1 right there, Sean.
And again, the distance. Normally, with 9 out of 10 guys, maybe more, John, you'd say, no, that's too far away. Don't try it. But he can cover that ground.
I would have said that's too far, but he proves me wrong. And he gets that takedown, and it's just the chain wrestling that you see out of Sabatello. He does not stop. He doesn't give up on it. And if he doesn't get it, he doesn't get down on himself and get all, oh, I can't get the takedown. I'm just going to do it again. Beautiful.
Nice. We did talk to Magomedov about the trash talking. And here's the thing about Danny Sabatello and what I was talking about the performance art. It's not personal. It's part of what he does, and I think a lot of it is to psych himself up.
Oh, there's no doubt. Like Danny Sabatello, first off, he is a natural fighter. He loves this. And he is a guy that has to get himself motivated towards a fight. He wants to be in that position where he wants to go in there and scrap with you. Nice job of getting the neck here. Magomedov knows that he's a little bit off, okay? That's what happens right there when you don't have that position. We talk about position before submission. But nice attempt by Danny Sabatello, and that's telling Magomedov, hey, this guy's going to try to attack me no matter where it's at.
Find someone to love you the way Danny Sabatello loves his coaches and his team at ATT.
But it's funny if you know the story of, he just walked into ATT and just said, hey, I'm here to fight. And they kind of looked at him like, yeah, huh? Well, he proved himself. He's loved there now. Nice.
Good shot from
nice combination by Magomedov. Again, Sabatello really far on the outside with that shot. He needs to use his hands to set up the takedown. Combinations with your hands to get your opponent blocking the shots, then come in with your takedown attempt. Oh, right to mount for Magomedov. Nice job by Sabatello to scramble out of that.
Got out of that quick.
He needs to be careful.
Yeah,
that's
leaving his
tight.
neck.
Nice job of rolling out. Great movement by Sabatello.
That really was. That could have been trouble.
That was tight at the beginning. That was a ninja choke that he had on there. Now he's looking towards the guillotine. Sabatello's arm is trapped inside. That might be in a position where it's actually helping him with the pressure, but man, he's got to get his head out. He's feeling this.
It's over.
Beautiful, beautiful guillotine attack by Magomedov. We talked about it with the Barzola fight. He's so good at trapping that. Once it's on, it's locked on tight.
It is the first time Danny Sabatello has been submitted, and it's Magomedov who pulls it off.
So let's take a look. Here comes Sabatello. That's that deep takedown. He goes for it. This is the first one. Continues to press forward. He finally gets the takedown. You saw Magomed get back up. He returned him to the mat right here. Well done by Sabatello. But as Magomedov talked about, I wrestle all the time. Everybody here wrestles. He knew right there he was out of position on that submission. Just shuts him off. And here's where he jumps to that guillotine. And that is tight. You see that arm, the right arm of Sabatello trapped inside. That's a problem. He can use it to try to break the hands, but it's in a position where it's not going to help him. That is a tight guillotine hold. Beautiful submission win by Magomedov.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a guillotine choke. Official time, 3 minutes, 55 seconds into round number 1. The winner by submission, Magomed Tiger Magomedov.
As simple as it gets, 15-2 for Jalil Willis, and I will tell you, one of those should never be there. He was fouled by a fighter, and they gave him a loss wrong. 13-0 for Berkamov. This is a matchup made in heaven.
You ready? Ready? Fight!
Come off of the blue gloves. We've seen a lot of fighters, John, the last couple of months coming off the very long layoffs because of COVID or other reasons. Has there been a common theme between them? You get over-anxious, his timing. Well, we walk into a shot in the opening second, which is what happens.
There you go, and it's the timing of a real fight, how fast it is compared to your training. And so it is something that you want to be comfortable with, you want to get used to it. That's why when a lot of people talk about ring rust, it's the speed of the fight that you're talking about.
Khasan, Russia, southwest part of Russia, about 200 miles north of Tbilisi, the Georgian capital. I'm not as familiar with Russian geography as Big John.
But look at the one thing you want to see right now. Look at Berkamov and look at the leg position. You saw how he put feet on the hips. You saw him space equals escape. When you have close proximity and you're down, there's no escape right now. But if you can create space, you can create that escape situation. He's trying right now. He's trying for an Ezekiel choke. You see him. He's got the arm on top. Doesn't mean he's going to get it, but you saw that fist. He's making like a baseball, sticking it into the throat area of Jalil Willis.
Watch your arms, Kimura. Keep your thumb up. Keep your elbow on the mat. Don't reach back. There you go. Take it back. Take your hips. Come in.
Not too high right there.
Too high in the right.
Berkamov should try to shake him off right here. Just keep shaking a little bit at a time. You see that weight coming sideways. Nice reverse of position by Berkamov. On top, I can tell you, this guy is dominating in the position. He's very hard to move, heavy hips, and he lands big shots.
First thing he tried to do was trap Jalil Willis's right arm with that knee. Still thinking about it. See him mention that his left knee up. Either step over into mount or to pin that arm.
See, what you're looking at, a lot of guys will just sit in the half guard position because they like this. Up against the cage, they feel very dominant. They feel good that they can't be moved. He's going to always be working to move that position into a better place where he can either land the submission or hit him with big shots.
Very little room for Willis to work out of this.
gives the back up. We'll see if he can get himself back to his feet.
Watch that back trip on the right. Watch that back trip on the right.
You hear his corner talking about working the hands because Bergamov is in that position. Hands clasped together in the gable grip. Very strong from that position. So if you can break the hands, it's going to give you an opportunity to get out.
Some people who Dan Gable was.
Dan Gable being 1972 Olympic gold medalist from the United States. Went almost undefeated in college. One of the greatest American wrestlers of all time. And one of the greatest coaches also.
Was. Younger people would know him for that.
Bergamov has definitely changed this around. He's the one dominating the positions, landing the shots. Nothing real big, but just working towards right here. Looking at this neck right here. That is tight. That is trouble.
He's in a bad spot. It's over. By rolling, by continuing to improve his position and looking for other things.
Watch the setup right there. He takes that right arm and he slides it over the top and then brings it over. Look at the pressure. It's because of the cage and the body position. Look at where Willis's right arm is. It's across his neck. It's just creating another force of pressure. Beautiful submission by Bergamov.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of a guillotine choke officially. 4 minutes, 5 seconds into round number 1 by submission. Still undefeated, Magomed.
You look at this tail of the tape for this contracted weight of 150 pounds, 71 to 67, a 4-inch reach advantage. That is something that Daniel Carey is definitely going to have to deal with in this fight.
In Bellator, Gary Daniel Carey in his 7th fight in Bellator MMA. The bell in round 1. Rabadanov in the red gloves, Carey in the blue. And Carey, in his scouting report about his opponent, said he's a stud wrestler, has no real glaring weaknesses, and he'll trade in the pocket, but Carey said he feels he has the advantage on the feet and that this will not go to a decision.
I think in some ways, as far as power, from what I've seen of their fights, Daniel Carey's right. He does have the advantage as far as the power, but it is the range that guys he can fight at and the way that he controls. This is what you're seeing right now as far as, I really like what I'm seeing out of Daniel Carey. He's trying to control the position of the fight. He's the one trying to lead the dance right now, and that's a good mark for him to take advantage of.
Carey putting on the pressure on Rabadanov, as you mentioned, John, trying to find an opening. Oh, but it's Rabadanov drawing first blood with that straight right hand.
But you notice how relaxed Rabadanov is. He is just very composed, very relaxed. He doesn't take a lot of big chances. This is the way he fights.
And Carey took that well and remains composed and looking for a way to close the distance. As is Rabadanov, as they stand face-to-face in the center of the cage.
Nice hard front kick. You saw that Rabadanov kind of took that and turned his body, made that thing slide off so it didn't take full impact.
Front kick there, switch kick by Carey. Of course, you attack the body early, as he just did with that liver kick. Make that early investment, reap the dividends as the fight progresses. 2 minutes gone in the opening round.
Carey really utilizing that front kick as a rangefinder and kind of keeping Rabadanov back.
Again, Carey intercepting the combination by Rabadanov with the front kick by Rabadanov.
That was a good check hook that he opened up that, and a nice right hand by Rabadanov.
Midway point of the opening round. Rabadanov again with the left hook. There's Vadim Nemkov and Javier Mendez. The Ayatollah, a.k.a. Talk about a power couple right there in the corner.
That is a power couple when it comes to the fight world.
2 minutes left here in the first round. And again the kick, but countered by Rabadanov with the right hand that landed. And Rabadanov finds a home for the right again as Carey tries to keep him at bay with the front kick.
But you're seeing that Rabadanov is now starting to control the range, and that's why that right hand is landing. Carries more towards his back foot as Rabadanov keeps on pushing just a little bit forward.
You're right, closing the distance. As we come up on the final minute and a half of this first round. Lead right hand by Rabadanov.
One of the things I want to point out right here is take a look that Rabadanov has not attempted one takedown attempt. This is what everyone thinks when they hear Dagestan. They think, oh, all these guys are going to be just like Khabib. They're not. They all fight differently, but they're all good.
And they have Javier Mendez in the corners. Rabadanov caught him with the left right hand. And what a debut for Gaji Rabadanov as he records a scintillating knockout.
Let's take a look at what happens here. And this is what you start to see that Daniel Carey comes in, goes for the kick. Here comes the left hook counter right on the button. You see him go down. Rabadanov just follows up, actually takes his time, doesn't rush. Watch the kick. Left hook counter right on the button.
It doesn't get prettier than that.
That is as good as it gets. One more time. Just watch the setup, and he takes that kick well. He knows it's coming, but he knows that he's within range to land that hook. And then the next couple of shots, it's over. You see him turning. That is not the way you fight. Real speed. Watch what happens here. Boom, boom. That's how fast it happens.
With timing that would make a metronome envious, Gaji Rabadanov just scored a highlight reel knockout.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 3 minutes, 57 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, Gaji Rabadanov.
Our tale of the tape is brought to you by Dave & Buster's. Eat, drink, play, watch sports.
And nothing highlighted because the numbers very even. Tiger maybe a little bit more experienced. That is it. Very physically evenly matched.
All right, gentlemen, here we go. You ready? Ready. Rise up. Let's go.
The bell in round number 1. Our fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the official beer of Bellator. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. Spinning back fist. Sarnowski looking to pounce and looking to finish with ground and pound.
That was a huge shot. This might be over soon, Sean.
Don't grab the cage.
Cerrone doing his best to defend, draw in Sarnowski. Now the closed guard. Sarnowski in the black trunks, Cerrone in the blue trunks.
Just like his hero and coach, Alexander Shlemenko. Beautiful spinning back fist. But now he's got a problem. He's grappling with Ricardo Cerrone, very experienced in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. This is letting Cerrone clear his head for sure.
Cerrone, a high-level black belt.
But he's in triangle position now.
Trying to slam his way out. You see the arm is trapped.
At first, he's trying to posture his way out. But he might have it.
He does the tap. The submission win for Tiger Sarnowski, and he is through to the lightweight tournament final.
It doesn't get a lot more impressive than that. Stunned him with the spinning back fist, and then finished him with a triangle. Man, what a performance by Tiger Sarnowski. Spinning back fist with the right hand, bang, right on the chin. Knocked Cerrone right on his butt. Beautiful shot. Followed up some nice ground and pound. Thought he was gonna finish the fight with the ground and pound, but no, ended up in good position on the crown here. Tight triangle, no way out for Ricardo Cerrone. Man, that is all she wrote in the first round. Another lightning strike win for Tiger Sarnowski.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the tap comes by way of the triangle. Official time, 1 minute, 8 seconds into round number 1. The winner by submission, now advancing to the lightweight tournament finals, Tiger Zarnovsky.
It's as simple as it gets. Look at the age of both these guys. At 30 years of age, Chris Gonzalez is still very young in his career, and he's young. 24 for Nurmagomedov, incredible. A 14-0 against a 7-1. It doesn't get any better than this.
Stay there. Usman Nurmagomedov, 8 knockouts, 4 submissions. 14-0, Chris Gonzalez, he turns 31 next Friday. Looking to record the biggest win of his emerging career in his 9th professional fight, so the overall experience advantage, and you talked about it, John, not just in MMA, but in combat sports. Usman Nurmagomedov, although Gonzalez with an athletic background, we talk about his collegiate wrestling.
Exactly, and that's when, you know, Chris Gonzalez has that, all of that wrestling experience, but what I was trying to match up is Usman's got the same. One thing that Chris Gonzalez really needs to do is take his time, but he's got to use his hands to get inside, to use his wrestling. Meaning, don't shoot shots from the outside. Chris comes from that Greco-Roman background, and to be able to get that body lock is a big part of him getting a successful takedown.
Magomedov told us that he's already fought opponents like Gonzalez, but Gonzalez has never fought an opponent like him. That is the difference.
He may be right now, but he may not have fought someone as athletic and gifted in that area as Chris Gonzalez.
He's coming to be zone. He's coming to be zone. That's your zone. You go first. He's coming to be zone.
Tactical start to this fight again. Oh, kick to the head throw by Nurmagomedov, immediately goes back to southpaw. Another kick. And this is one of the wrinkles in his game that does at times separate him from others of his ilk.
Oh, absolutely. His coach now, Khabib, is known for his grappling. People thought that, well, he didn't have any stand-up. Well, he had good stand-up, but he never had stand-up like Usman Nurmagomedov. Usman is special on the feet. He's got quick kicks. He's got beautiful hand placement. He likes to be in the stand-up. He would rather be fighting the fight at this range than he would in a wrestling or grappling range.
Magomedov utilizing his footwork, lateral movement. Gonzalez feinting, trying to maybe Magomedov looking for the counter shot, but Magomedov mixing up his attack with kicks. There's a kick from Gonzalez darting in and out just past the midway point of the first. And Gonzalez now all rushing Nurmagomedov, and Gonzalez looking to control Nurmagomedov.
There's a difference when you talk about this. And it was took down by Nurmagomedov. Beautiful trip. He's locking up a front choke on him.
And there it is. Mamma mia, Usman Nurmagomedov getting it done in scintillating fashion as he submits Chris Gonzalez.
Body lock situations in the clinch, but it is Usman that uses the trip. Watch him use this beautiful outside trip on the leg, gets the legs of Chris, and right away on the neck. And you see him bring the hand over the top, locks up that front naked choke. That is tight. We talked about that choke earlier today, Mauro, and that man just used it to perfection. Take a look. There's your outside trip. He gets the leg and catches it with the arm, and then immediately goes towards the neck. Look at it come over the top. He locks it in over the top, and now we have a front naked choke and a submission win by Usman Nurmagomedov.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tap comes by way of the guillotine. Official time, 2 minutes, 54 seconds into round number 1. The winner by submission, Usman Nurmagomedov.
Tape for this heavyweight matchup. You can look at the record of 39-6. It's unbelievable, but it's the weight. That hybrid 233 that Fedor has always been against the monster size of Tim Johnson at 264.
Later fights in Fedor's career have been quick. A lot made of the weight difference here between these two as Tim Johnson came in right at the heavyweight limit.
Well, where the weight will make a big difference is if Tim Johnson can get on top of Fedor. It's going to cause him problems because Tim is not only big and has a lot of weight, he's got a lot of base and skill. But it's the speed of Fedor's hands that Tim's got to be careful of. That little nice check hook right there that landed. He needs to be very careful of where he opens up because Fedor's hands, he likes to keep him down and he comes from odd angles with his punches.
Where has good combination. Tim Johnson just walking right into it, swinging for the fences.
Not a bad move by Tim Johnson. Yeah. That's what you want to do.
See, even at his age, Fedor's hands are so quick. Where has Extreme Couture helped Tim Johnson the most?
Oh, where they've really helped him is they've made him understand how to move his head off the center line, how to attack with his hands. You see how he dipped his head there, came off the center line? That's huge because when your head's down the center, it's there for your opponent to hit, and he was getting hit. Now he's not. He's getting those shots in like that and not accepting a lot of damage.
Left hand by Fedor. Oh! Two monster shots by Fedor. And the GOAT comes home and reigns supreme.
Yeah, that left hook set it all up. Watch the left hand. Bip right there, you see that? And then the right. Big time power. He has always had it, and fast hands. Big combination that puts Tim Johnson out.
And how Fedor was the finish.
Watch the setup. Right hand,
the left,
here comes the left.
Right there.
And he's stunned and out. You see him going down. He is out, going down.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end. 1 minute, 46 seconds into round number one. The winner by knockout, the last Emperor, Fedor Emelianenko.
Real slickly put. 14-2 for the champion in Nemkov. 10-1 for Anglicus. This is a matchup of two incredible fighters. Right now, as far as Vadim Nemkov, you see how it's not pumping in and out? What is that telling you? He's feeling pretty good.
Which, again, going back to what we talked about earlier, you saw him as an amateur. The first time I saw Vadim Nemkov in person was at Saitama Super Arena, the first ever Rising event. And he fought Yuri Prochaska, dominated the 10 minutes, and exhausted himself and couldn't continue.
Exactly. Did not understand how to pace himself in a fight. Did not understand when to step off of the gas and give yourself that break. Right now, my scorecard, I have Nemkov pitching a shutout right now. We'll see what Anglicus can do in this fourth round.
Anglicus had that little hope spot about 2 minutes into the first round, knocked Nemkov down. Since then, it's looked a lot like this.
And again, a lot of people don't like it. They want to see guys on their feet slinging bombs. This is called being intelligent if you're Vadim Nemkov. You're not being damaged in any fashion. You're not accepting any punishment. You're able to do damage to your opponent. What more do you want?
I think Nemkov is hunting for the finish there. I just think this is the way he thinks he's going to get it. He didn't have great position to get those armbar finishes in round 3, but he just was going to go
Still
for it
wait
anyway.
For it. Exactly.
I'm not sure that's not in our future here in the next minute or so.
Right now, what Nemkov needs to do is start to just push the pace a little bit more with this ground and pound. Start to change the position, get to a better position than just being in the guard, or at least come up on top and start landing heavy shots and start to break the will of Julius Henderson.
Pretty impressive that he hasn't yet.
It's so hard to explain to people out there the pressure that Nemkov is creating and how much, the shots that he's landing, how much value they have as far as the power. He's just starting to, turn it on with Enrique. Now he's inside control. You can see knee on belly. He's looking to go to mount. Enrique gets it to a half guard. He shut down that knee slice, but he's not in a better position. You see that forearm on the jawline. It's not comfortable. Traps the arm. Everything he's doing is beautiful.
At what point, if you're in the corner of the challenger here, are you thinking this fight can't be won?
Well, it's one of those, I always look for a corner to be smart with their fighters, because you can only get hurt so many times before it starts to change who you are as a fighter.
Nemkov has one arm trapped.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of what we call a gift wrap on there, holding that arm. And then Glixkis has no offense at all. All he is doing right now is surviving. And this is when, as the corner person, you need to start thinking about, how much more am I going to allow my fighter to take?
There is still a bright future ahead for this tournament ultimate. He earned this opportunity with a 9-fight win streak. He was just 30 years old. Big fights in front of him. This is not going to be his night.
No, this is now the third round in a row where Julius has really not had any type of offense at all. And right now, if Nemkov wants, he could make that pass. He could slice. He's going for the Americana right now. Doesn't have it. He's trapping the arm.
1 minute.
And even though he's getting high right there, Glixkis doesn't have the energy to get him off.
You don't see him trying to buck up. You don't see him trying to make even moves to get back on his feet. He's trying to survive, and he's in trouble here.
He's looking for the straight arm lock. Trying to turn that over, put pressure on that. Hyperextend the elbow.
Tough to do it from that spot, but he has been pounding Glixkis for the last 20 minutes.
He can switch this up to an Americana. He just needs to separate the head from the shoulder area. Where his arms are at right now is not doing that. That's why you're seeing Glixkis be able to put up with that pressure. Nice Kimura.
Yeah, that's it. Vadim Nemkov dominated the fight. The only question was, could he get the stoppage he wanted? And he was not going to let go until he did. All he was doing, early second, early third, early fourth, get it to the ground and impose his will.
It's so hard to express how good a fighter someone like Julius Glixkis is, and when you see someone dominate him in the fight, beautiful job of finally getting that. Notice the separation of the head from that shoulder area. That's what makes it painful. Great Kimura victory. Great submission by Vadim Nemkov.
Ladies and gentlemen, the tap comes by way of a Kimura. Official time, 4 minutes, 25 seconds into round number 4. He is the winner by submission, now advancing to the finals in the light heavyweight World Grand Prix. He is still Bellator light heavyweight world champion, Vadim Nemkov.
Look at the experience of the champion Alexander Shlemenko. Has more knockouts than Doug Marshall has fights.
All right, gentlemen, it's a title fight. It's a 5-round fight. I want to obey my commands at all times. I want to protect myself at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Good luck to both of us.
Brennan Ward, Bellator Season 9 middleweight tournament winner, watching cage side. Doug Marshall versus the champion Alexander Shlemenko, scheduled for 5 5-minute rounds. Here we go with round number 1. Our fight clock is brought to you by Miller Lite, the official beer of Bellator. It's not just a good time, it's Miller time. Marshall in the black trunks with the yellow trim. The champion Alexander Shlemenko in the black trunks with the red trim.
See Ronald Marshall immediately shaking his head. Dismissive, but that's something Shlemenko's been working on in training, is that takedown.
Marshall right back to his feet.
Let go of the face.
Complain about it all you want. You have to have an answer for it. He hopped back to his feet.
The takedown, but not the top game control from Shlemenko. Knee from Shlemenko. Overhook held by Marshall.
He said about the record of Doug Marshall, hasn't fought a lot of long fights. Could be Shlemenko's strategy, drag this into the deep water, the championship rounds. Be cautious in the first couple of rounds, work his takedown. That could be his path to victory.
Spinning back kick from Shlemenko. Again, driving in, looking for the takedown is Alexander Shlemenko. Nicely defended by Doug Marshall.
Marshall showing good balance. Shlemenko not doing a lot in the clinch.
Spinning back fist from Shlemenko. Marshall loading up that right hand, misses with that head kick. Shlemenko again with the takedown. Shlemenko came to Bellator Season 2, 2010. He said, I want to represent pure strikers in MMA, but that's 3 takedown attempts, 2 successfully completed.
Well, that was 2010. That's like 20 years ago in MMA. MMA, that was like last century.
To your point, Shlemenko has worked hard to evolve.
Nice sweep. Didn't get it all the way, but got back to his feet.
Marshall right back to his feet. This is exactly where he wants to be, center of the Bellator cage. Shlemenko turning the Murgliata, saying low blow. Touch of gloves, we fight on.
Yeah, but Rhino knew he did it, didn't follow up on it.
To the body.
Now Shlemenko starting to open up with his strikes. But worrying about the takedown, I think, is making Doug Marshall a little hesitant to throw. Got to worry about Shlemenko changing levels and taking him down. Not as aggressive with his fists as he usually is.
Marshall couldn't find the tie plum.
It was a nice body shot by Shlemenko.
Short right hand by Marshall, that landed. 90 seconds remaining, round number 1 of this Bellator Middleweight World Championship fight.
Good body work by Shlemenko. Remember, that's what dropped Michael Falcao when they fought. Was that liver shot.
Shlemenko back to the inside.
You see Ronald bringing that elbow down on the right side, trying to protect his liver.
Loading up the right hand now is Marshall.
That hurt him.
Big shot by Shlemenko.
That hurt him. He's in big trouble now. That body shot took everything out of Rhino. You saw it.
Marshall looked visibly stunned on that left hand to the body by Shlemenko.
Nothing takes it out of a fighter like the liver shot.
Crowd reacted, but that head kick just grazing from Marshall.
And that's what oh,
good left hand.
That dropped Rhino, that's it.
That is it.
Oh my God, body shot, dropped him.
Knockout ruled by Dan Murgliata, and the second successful title defense for the Bellator Middleweight World Champion Alexander Shlemenko. Our fight replay is brought to you by Rise, Son of Rome, available now only on Xbox One. Shlemenko changing his normal strategy, looking for the takedowns early in this fight, and then going to work with his punches. A huge left hand. That was the beginning of the end for Doug Marshall. Shlemenko following up. Back to the body, and the knockout ruled by Dan Murgliata. Shlemenko retains his Bellator Middleweight World Championship. Here's Michael Williams.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the end comes officially 4 minutes, 28 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO and still the Bellator middleweight world champion, Alexander Shlemenko. Bellator MMA now presents tonight's co-main event. 3 5-minute rounds in the heavyweight division. Live on Paramount Network, we introduce the blue corner. At 6'3", weighing in 265 pounds, his professional record, 12 wins, 5 losses, fighting out of Las Vegas. He hails from Lamberton, Minnesota, presenting Tim Johnson. And across the cage, his adversary fights out of the red corner. At 6'3", weighing in 262 pounds, the former Bellator heavyweight world champion brings 21 professional victories, just 1 defeat. Fighting out of Bryansk, Russia, introducing Vitaly Minakov. The referee in charge of the action, Keith Peterson.
Keith Peterson, our referee for this, our co-main event of the evening. The former champion, Vitaly Minakov, against 34-year-old Tim Johnson. Late opponent change, doesn't matter, because here we go. Tonight's fight clock, once again brought to you by Miller Lite, great taste, and only 96 calories. Johnson, the southpaw, in the blue gloves, red gloves for 21-1, Vitaly Minakov.
You see Johnson trying to get his foot to the outside of Minakov's forward-facing foot. Minakov, big strikes. This is where Minakov is very good. His wrestling is outstanding. Now, Tim Johnson's got great wrestling, too. Normally, Vitaly Minakov has the advantage in the wrestling category. We'll see if that remains. Nice! Oh, suplex. Tim Johnson being brought over, and that is not easy to bring a heavyweight over like that. Again.
Master of sport in sambo, wrestling, and judo, Vitaly Minakov. Won the title at Bellator 108 in 2013, defeating Alexander Volkov. Defended it against Czech Congo. And of course, as we mentioned, his last fight was against Congo, as was the case for Johnson.
Exactly what you're seeing right here, Tim
nice
Johnson.
punch.
Using that cage, using his head to grind inside. All of that smart fighting by Tim Johnson.
Johnson began wrestling at age 5, coming from southern Minnesota. His father was a wrestler. Tim chose wrestling over basketball in 7th grade, 2-time Division II All-American.
Nice use of the right uppercut by Minakov. Minakov loves to throw a big overhand right. Oh, he's hurt.
Yeah.
He's stunned just off of that hand.
That's
stunned.
It is all over, just like that. Vitaly Minakov by knockout.
Look at that shot that Vitaly Minakov first hit Tim Johnson with. It stunned him. It froze him. It was not, didn't look big, but it was solid, straight, and it hit the mark. That was a big shot by Vitaly Minakov, and he just finished him off. Kick inside, but look at the right hand. Boom! Look at the snap. And you can see it sets Johnson on his heels. He goes back. He's trying to get his foundation back. It's not there. That big right hand, then a left hand. He was out on the ground. Big win right there by Vitaly Minakov. Watch the kick with the right hand. Watch the right hand come straight out. Watch the snap. Boom! You see his head do that little twitch. He's on his heels. He is stunned. He's trying to figure out where he's at. And it's this shot that puts him out. He's out right there. Watch how fast this happens. Here comes the kick with the right hand. Boom, he's hurt. He reels back. One shot, he's going down. He's out.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end officially. 1 minute, 45 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, Vitaly Minakov.
Rarely do you see 2 fighters who weigh in just under the heavyweight limit. A lot of weight in that cage tonight.
I don't think we can let the moment pass without pointing out a Russian fighter came to the cage to a Rocky song, which means Rocky was right. If he can change, everyone can change.
You ready? Let's go.
Yeah, that can happen. The fight clock brought to you by Miller Lite, the original light beer. Cheers, it's Miller time.
Curious to see the start of Chase Gormley's going to test that chin early. A lot of guys after a big knockout like that, they're not the same in the next fight.
One thing about Gormley that makes him very hard to fight is he's got two speeds. He'll lull you with some punches and kicks and make you think, okay, this is the pace we're going to go, and then he explodes. If you guys ever watch him warm up or shadow box, he does the same thing in practice. There's one speed, and then there's a fast flurry. Sergey cannot buy into the fact right now that this is as hard and quick as Gormley's willing to go tonight.
We'll talk about a resume. There's only 3 guys in the world who've beaten Fabricio Verdum and Alistair Overeem. Stipe Miocic, Sergey Kharitonov, and Minotaurov. That's it.
Sergey's being very disciplined to keep his hands up tonight. He's slowed down. Yeah, that's exactly right.
When you get your wallet stolen, you're much more aware of where it is the next day.
And there's nothing wrong with it happening, guys, but it's like anything in life. You don't want to make the same mistake twice. And to Sergey's credit, thus far, he has learned his lessons.
Staying tight and staying behind the jab. Not rushing forward behind power shots. Those leave you a lot more vulnerable.
Think about what Javier Ayala did. Think about that only 2 guys had knocked him out in his entire career, and he has fought the best. Alexander Emelianenko and the rematch with Alistair Overeem. That's it. Javier Ayala did it in seconds.
Oh, Sergey coming up with a knee.
Bobby Lashley headed back to the Bellator cage. Czech Congo keeps winning and winning and winning. Fedor Emelianenko in Madison Square Garden. It's getting pretty interesting at heavyweight.
One thing about Kharitonov, talk about surprising pace. He's got surprising speed for his build. He can be very quick when he wants to be.
2 weeks from tonight, we come your way from Budapest, Hungary in the bantamweight world title fight between Eduardo Dantas and Leandro Higo, who steps in for Darian Caldwell. We will also see one of the fights of the year we have been looking forward to between John Teixeira and Daniel Weichel, that may very well determine the #1 contender at featherweight.
Guys,
starting to land.
Gormley is just doing an excellent job with his jab, and I will concede he's not doing a lot of damage, but boy, you want to talk about keeping a guy at the end of your punches, and every now and then he comes up with that cross and surprises you. Sergey coming forward, Gormley firing back now. Gormley coming back and catching him.
Talked about that shift in speed. He's going to kick it up. I think it needs to be right now. Had Kharitonov hurt for a second. Now both guys are starting to throw the right behind the jab. They've lulled him to sleep with the jab. Now both guys are starting to commit to their power punches.
Watch the combinations of Gormley. All he was doing in his last fight, fighting with a broken right hand. Double jab, double jab. This is a healthier fighter.
Boy, Sergey is trying to stay disciplined with those hands up, but at some point he's going to have to let them go. Not a great idea to start a combination with a kick.
Tell people why.
It's good to finish with the kick. You kind of want to distract the guy. There's too many variables that they can see. Well, remember what happened to Anderson Silva by getting a leg checked, and there's too many straights that can come down the pike when you're left standing on one leg. However, you distracted the guy with a couple of punches first. You finish on your way out with a kick. Sergey coming in. He got him.
Uppercut, and it's done.
Discipline
is the Sergey Kharitonov we had been waiting to see. Spice Run replay, the bold 93 proof from its edgy to the core. That's what started it.
That opened up the cut. There was a big cut. I think that was distracting Gormley. And a right hand hurt him. But it was the cut. I think Gormley was worried about his eye. He was blinking, couldn't quite see everything, and bang. This right hand started. Look at the blood coming down in this uppercut. You're talking about a 264-pound man almost leaving his feet. That uppercut jacked him up. Beautiful shot. And that is a walkaway, my friends. Don't expect a Russian to get emotional. Ice-cold walkaway.
That was a building collapse.
Watch him, same hand, guys. So he tees him up with the right, and then he steps back with the right. That is Mike Tyson-esque. Not very many fighters can follow up with the same hand that they led with. they generally have to switch. Excellent combination by Sergey Kantarnahanov.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end officially. 3 minutes, 55 seconds into round number 1. The winner by knockout, Sergey Kantarnahanov.
Simply put, you can take a look, 24-4 for Andrey Koreshkov, 16-4 for Chance Rencounter. This is a matchup of two guys that know how to fight. They just go about it just a little bit different.
Behind the line, please.
Koreshkov's 14 wins in the Bellator welterweight division, the most in divisional history. Rencounter 8-2 in his last 10.
Let's go.
Returning to Bellator MMA and saying thanks but no thanks in terms of touching gloves with Koreshkov. Doesn't want to get too close too soon.
Yeah, very nice. One of the things that I think that Chance needs to do, though, is exactly what you're seeing here. He is not backing up. He's either going to make Koreshkov back up or at least stand his ground. When Koreshkov is coming forward, he is a menace.
Rencounter proud to represent the Osage Nation Reservation. Native of Pawhuska, Oklahoma, and he gets dropped. And Koreshkov on top, and Koreshkov putting the K.O. in his surname as he stops Chance Rencounter early in round 1.
Watch where it lands. Right to the rib cage there. Chance is grabbing a hold of him, but you can see the effect of that blow. That is devastating. I do not blame Chance at all. That thing landed square to the rib cage. I'm sure it just separated the cartilage in the rib or possibly broke a rib. That's why Chance is going down the way he is. No way for him to stop that. Let's take a look at how fast this actually happened, though. If we can get this real speed, watch how fast. Boom! That is a devastating blow and a huge finish.
As brilliant as it was brutal.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, it comes to an end suddenly. 38 seconds into round number 1. The winner by TKO, Andrey Spartan Koreshkov.